All right, let's talk about success. What if I told you the secret to achieving massive goals isn't about some huge, life-altering event? What if it's actually about something, well, a lot smaller? Today, we're diving into this really powerful idea that real, lasting change, it's forged in the tiny little things you do every single day. So, let's get into it. So, does this sound familiar? You've got these big dreams, you're putting in the hours, but you feel like you're just spinning your wheels. Like you're on a treadmill, running hard, but going absolutely nowhere? It's such a frustrating feeling, right? And it turns out the problem probably isn't your goal or your work ethic. It's your approach. And this really breaks it down perfectly. You've got two choices, really. On one side, you have these giant, kind of terrifying goals that, let's be honest, often just lead to total burnout. But on the other side, you have tiny, repeatable actions. These are the small, manageable steps that actually build momentum day after day. And that is what creates real, lasting change. It's a total game changer. Okay, so this brings us to something called the success paradox. It's kind of funny because we're always told to focus on the big prize, right? That long-term, shiny goal way off in the distance. But the paradox is the real power, the engine that actually gets you there, isn't the goal itself. It's the boring little routines you do every day. They're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. So here's the bottom line. Success isn't this thing you go out and find. It's something you build, one tiny brick at a time. Seriously, the little choices you make today, they are literally creating the person you're going to be tomorrow. All right, let's dive into the first habit, and it is a big one. Win your morning. The idea here is super simple, but so powerful. How you start your day pretty much sets the tone for the rest of it. We're talking about just 15 minutes of planning. That's it. And it can completely transform your entire day, giving you control right from the start. But yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Your to-do list is a mile long, everything feels urgent, every task is screaming your name. So where do you even begin? How do you cut through all that noise and not just freeze up, totally paralyzed by all the choices? Well, the answer is a really cool concept called the MIT. That stands for your most important task. And listen, this is key. It's not just the loudest or the most urgent thing on your list. No. It's the one task that, if you get it done, will have the biggest, most positive impact on your goals for that day. It's all about impact, not just being busy. And here's the best part. The process is super, super simple. Step 1. Just jot down 3 to 5 key things you want to do today. That's it. Step 2, take literally 30 seconds to picture yourself actually finishing them. And then step 3, and this is the absolute most important part, find your MIT on that list and do it first. Before you check email, before you do anything else that could possibly distract you. So what's the payoff? It's huge. When you start your day with that kind of clarity, you're not just reacting to whatever chaos gets thrown at you, you are directing your day. You start making better decisions, you feel way less stressed, and you get this incredible feeling of control and accomplishment before your day has even really started. It's awesome. Okay, so once you've won your morning, how do you keep that momentum going? That brings us to habit number 2, learn and reflect. Look, in the world we live in, things change so fast. If you're standing still, you're actually falling behind. So this habit is all about making a small, daily promise to yourself to keep getting better. And the routine for this is really straightforward. First, just set aside 20 or 30 minutes a day to learn something. Read a book, listen to a podcast, watch a video, anything that stretches your brain. Second, at the end of the day, take just 5 minutes to think back. What went well? What could I do better? And third, write down any big ideas or insights. That simple act of writing it down really helps lock it into your memory. And, this habit isn't just about collecting random facts. It's about building real, valuable assets for yourself. Over time, you're building genuine expertise, you're getting better at solving problems, and you're staying flexible and adaptable. Honestly, you should think of it like compound interest, but for your brain. It's an investment in yourself that grows exponentially. But look, to have the focus to win your morning and the brain power to learn every day, you need energy. And that brings us to our third and final habit, which is, without a doubt, the foundation for everything else. It's all about fueling your body and your mind. Because without that energy, you just can't show up and do the work. This one is totally non-negotiable. And the pieces of this puzzle are probably things you've heard a million times. But the trick is seeing them as a complete system. We're talking about getting some kind of movement in for 15 to 30 minutes, taking 5 or 10 minutes for some mindfulness or meditation, actually thinking about your food as fuel, and of course, aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'm telling you, these aren't luxuries. They are essential tools if you want to perform at your best.
The connection here couldn't be more direct. It's just so powerful. You simply cannot separate your physical well-being from your mental performance. It's impossible. When you take care of your body, you are literally fueling your brain's ability to focus, to be creative, and to push through when things get tough.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got our 3 core habits: win the morning, learn and reflect, and fuel your body and mind. But there's one final piece, a master key, really, that unlocks the true power of all 3 of them. And that secret ingredient is consistency. And honestly, if you take away only one thing from this, let it be this. The key is not intensity, it's consistency. Real, meaningful progress doesn't come from one heroic all-night work session or one crazy workout that leaves you sore for a week. It comes from just showing up, putting in the small effort over and over and over again. That's where the real magic is. So, how do you actually make this happen? How do you make it stick? Let's start with just one number: 21. 21 days. That's about how long it takes to really start embedding a new habit into your routine. It's a concrete, manageable target. It's enough time to start rewiring your brain without feeling like this impossible, forever-long commitment. Because when it all comes down to it, when you start focusing on building these daily habits, you're doing something much more profound than just chasing goals. You're actually transforming who you are. You're building the very systems and discipline that lead to a life of real, sustainable success, and fulfillment. So please remember, this is not about trying to do everything perfectly starting tomorrow. That's a recipe for failure. It's just about starting somewhere. So the real question for you is this: what's the one tiny step you're going to take tomorrow to get started?